Hello.
Ayla, you want to come over here with me? Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. We speak often about New York's bravest, or New York's strongest, or New York's finest. Today, however, I am thrilled to welcome what are surely New York's cutest to City Hall. Thank you to the students of the District 2 Pre-K Center for taking a break from your ABCs and 1, 2, 3s to help me make a very important announcement. And thank you to their educators, especially Miss Nicole, as well as the devoted parents and tireless advocates for their partnership in addressing one of the most pressing issues facing working families across our city, childcare. I have gotten a lot of feedback on my relative youth as mayor. And while I pride myself on my restless energy, I think that these New Yorkers to my left, Isla, Samuel, Emil, many who are here, could give me a run for my money. We thought it only right to invite some of our youngest, brightest New Yorkers to help us share some very exciting news. Today, we are launching an RFI, or a request for information, as well as a survey to expand childcare capacity citywide, and a critical step toward making universal childcare a reality in the city. Now, I know that my fellow New Yorkers to my left here and to my right understand what an RFI is, of course. But I want to spell it out for the members of the press and all the grown-ups who might not. In practical terms, today's RFI will invite new early childhood providers to express interest in participating in our existing 3K program and to launch 2K services. As a reminder, 3K is the program that provides childcare for our city's 3-year-olds. 2K is the program we are building to provide care for 2-year-olds. Bless you. For 5 years, new providers have been cut off from contributing to our programs. Today, we say no more. The expansion survey will also give us a sense of current 3K and pre-K providers eager to participate and expand their offerings, including providing 2K. As we work to implement 2K and ensure every family in the 5 boroughs also has a 3K seat that meets their needs this fall, we are engaging with providers across the city because we need their wisdom. This is the kind of intentional process we want to lead so we can deliver real change. Step by step, this road will help us realize a new era for New York City, one that all New Yorkers, all families, and all children can afford. It will be an era where young parents no longer feel torn between growing their families and staying in the neighborhoods they love. It'll be an era of economic prosperity where families save more than $20,000 per year per child that they would have otherwise had to pay for childcare. Where parents stay in the workforce because we have finally chosen to treat childcare not as something to be priced out of, but as something that our city provides. And it will be an era where our youngest generation, who have now brought us to day 536, is cared for and loved, where they are not doomed to live lives of debt or suffocated by the realities of time, but one instead of dignity and opportunity, where any day can be the 36th day of your administration. We will build this new era alongside childcare providers because they too deserve to be able to lead those lives of dignity and opportunity. I know that many providers are at their breaking points. Rising operational costs, low wages, and high staff turnover have taken a toll. We can and will address these issues together. We will also work to welcome more family and home-based childcare providers into our programs. That's how I felt when we came up with this plan. For too long, these providers have been cut off from participating. Together, we will expand the idea of what is possible in our city and what sounds and noises we can make at a press conference. That expansion begins in a real, tangible way today with the launch of our RFI and expansion survey. So if you are interested in becoming a city-contracted provider, please apply through our request for information. Applications are open now through both Passport and the New York City Public Schools Info Hub, and will be open until February 19th. If you're a partner already and want to expand, please complete the survey you were sent. Thank you all for being here. Thank you to my fellow leaders here in New York City and for taking this opportunity to share in this first step. And I want to say thank you to the educators, to the parents, to the advocates, and to the students who will guide our path forward. And now, Sam, I want you to make sure that you're ready here, because I am going to turn it over to the real fresh faces of City Hall, the students of District 2 Pre-K. And Sam, I might need you back up here. It's your moment. Or you want to pass on it? What are you feeling? You want Isla will do it. All right, here you go. Go for it. You're not sure. Isla, you ready to go? You're not sure about it. Okay.
I saw you practicing.
Do you want to go, Sam? Or should we leave it?
Go checking on each other.
This is what it looks like for New Yorkers to check in on each other, to make sure that they're ready for a moment of pressure, a moment of expectation, but also a moment that is optional. So I think what we're going to do in this moment is pass it over to another leader in this city, Chancellor Samuels. If you would join me up here, share some remarks, and then if anyone would like to join afterwards, we can pass it back over to you.
Mr. Mayor, you have one moment in the hardest job in the city, right? To be a pre-K teacher, right? It is so hard, and not only that, but it's so wonderful to be with our New York's cutest for just some time. So these lovely teachers and lovely New York's cutest, they are right below my office. And so I get to see them every single day, which is part of what makes my job so much better than yours. And so let's just say, thank you for coming today. I'm so excited to be here. We want to talk about announcing our first steps towards implementing 2K and expanding 3K. We cannot do this work without our providers who every day care for our children and make sure they get the best start in life. One of them right there. Today we released an RFI. Like so many of you, the first time I saw that, I said, what is an RFI? Well, it is a request for information. For the very first time we've done this, they've been able to apply in 5 years. And as a parent, I'm excited to increase the capacity throughout our city. Families need to trust the people they are leaving their child with every day, because we know what it means in our city to have high-quality, age-appropriate instruction. Being a parent is hard. Finding childcare shouldn't be. Mr. Mayor, I want to thank you for your courage and commitment here. I want to thank my Deputy Chancellor, Simone Hawkins, who's here. Thanks, Emmy List, the Executive Director of the Office of Childcare. Every childcare provider in this city who every day takes care of our babies, I say thank you. Providers, really, don't forget to submit your proposal by February 19th. Families, if your child is turning 3 or 4, applications for pre-K and 3K are open right now. Thank you. Give it up for our lovely kids. It's so good to see you all.
And now we're going to have a special guest ask the mayor and our special members here. Any questions?
Hi,
Yes.
question. Excuse me? Hi, Mr. Mayor, assorted children. I have a two-part question.
Please go for it.
Do you mind if I ask you a quick question? Do any of you have a favorite farm animal or aquarium
I
animal?
have a favorite aquarium animal.
What's your favorite aquarium animal?
Fish.
Fish. Fascinating. And you there, favorite aquarium
I
animal?
have one.
What?
A snake.
Snake.
A mocha.
Fascinating. And you, favorite barnyard or aquarium
A
animal?
sheep.
What?
A sheep.
Fascinating. Thank you
Why?
for your answers. And Mr. Mamdani.
Oh wait, I think we have one more. One more.
I'm muddy.
Can you say it into the microphone, please?
I go low.
Have a minute on space. Let's go space.
My favorite aquarium animal is a shark.
Is a shark.
That's honestly such a good one.
Yes.
Home animal is a goat.
Oh, and a goat.
Thank you all for your answers.
And my favorite one is a gold snake that can move and it has gold eyes and it has a long tail, a super duper tail, and it can snap cars and crash the cars and those two cars can get fired.
So just to make sure I'm getting all that, that's a golden snake with gold eyes with super long can crash cars and crash into them.
Yeah, and they get fired.
Thank you for your answers.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
And Mr. Mamdani,
Yes.
the second question for you.
Yes, it's also the golden snake. Yes, yes, yes,
Golden snake?
yes, yes. I was inspired. Yes.
As you announced the thing, I opened something up.
No, please.
All right, my kids.
It's not a farm animal.
If you can hear the sound of my voice, clap once. If you can hear the sound of my voice, clap twice. All right, we need quiet now. Thanks, everybody. All right, I do this sometimes. All right, cool. As you announce this important step to delivering a no-cost universal 2K, what do New York City parents need to know about accessing free 3K and pre-K?
So, this is an opportunity to remind parents across the city that if their child is turning 3 or 4 anytime this year, they should apply for 3K and pre-K. The application period is open until February 27th, and we are looking to GOTC, get out the childcare. So if you are a parent that has yet to apply, do not fear. It is not first come, first serve. So as long as you apply before February 27th, you are in the clear. And you can apply by going to myschools.nyc. It is a very straightforward portal. The Chancellor and I have both looked at it and watched as a navigator assisted a parent and her young child in doing so. And there's also a number that you can call, as well as more than 10 welcome centers in person. I think we serve in about 13 different languages.
That's February 27th?
Yes, it is.
And last thing, both of you, favorite farm animal?
The farm animal.
I'm gonna go with a goat.
A goat?
I'm gonna go with a sheep. I'm inspired by Isla. Yeah. Thank you. All right. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. We will get to some of your questions as well. Favorite aquarium animal? A seal.
In the Brooklyn CrossFit Park Zoo. And Central Park Zoo. And Central Park Zoo.
And amongst seal experts here with us today. I think tilapia. Yeah. So, yeah. All right.
We're going to do some on-topic questions, and we have a few folks who can answer them as well. So, yes, go ahead.
Do you have any education topics that you want to bring up next week at team building?
Sorry, would you mind just saying it a little louder? I'm still.
Do you have any education-related issues you want to bring up next week at team building?
You know, I'm going to be presenting the state of what our city needs. And one of those things continues to be a partnership on delivering high quality education to every single student across these 5 boroughs. And I was appreciative to see in the testimony that our Chancellor made it very clear as to what our vision is for New York City public schools. And I anticipate some questions will follow up on that as well.
Yes, Morgan, go ahead.
Hi, Mr. Mayor.
Hi, Morgan.
Today you mentioned how Governor Kathy Hochul has been a partner with you when it comes to childcare, but you did mention that you do have points of disagreement with her. I'm just wondering why you chose to endorse her over Delgado, who some say you might have maybe more similar policy ideas that are similar on.
So, you know, I appreciate this question, especially here today as we're talking about launching this RFI, because on day 8 of our administration, I stood on stage with Governor Hochul as she proclaimed that the era of empty promises is coming to an end. And I think that so many New Yorkers are exhausted of a politics whose meaning can only be found in its words as opposed to in its actions. And what the governor was announcing was a partnership between the two of us, between the city and the state, to deliver more than $1 billion in funding to make universal childcare a reality. And so today we're speaking not just about 3K, a program which has been in need of a fix for quite some time, as we've known that it hasn't often been able to meet the demand of parents across the city, but also of delivering childcare for 2-year-olds, the first of its kind here in New York City that the city will be providing. That is only possible because of this collaboration between the governor and I. And I have to say that in thinking about what governance can look like, the choice that Governor Hochul has made to make it something that has a relevance and a resonance for working people is one that has stayed with me, and I'm proud to endorse her.
Thank you. More on-topic questions, please, about the program providers. Laura, go ahead.
Yes, I think both of you said that the list of providers hadn't been open for 5 years. Why is that? Was there no turnover? And two, if you could respond to some of the reporting that I think both CBS and the New York Times did about Bright Horizons, which is one of the largest childcare providers in the city, I think. Are you crossing them off the list of like possible childcare providers for these programs? And how do you respond to the sort of concerning allegations about what's happening at some of their facilities?
So let me first begin with the allegations. After careful review of them, New York City Public Schools terminated its pre-K and 3K contract with the center and has taken immediate steps to remove the program from our system. The health department is also holding Bright Horizons accountable and seeking a revocation of Bright Horizons permits to operate a childcare center of any kind at the location that you're referring to, which is in Columbus Circle. And what our city has also done is taken a number of enforcement actions across other Bright Horizons locations. That includes temporary closures on 9 other occasions, and we will continue to respond to any other complaints. And then for your first question, I'm just going to pass it over to Tammy.
So this is the first time that there's been an open procurement for new providers to offer 3K services in 5 years. That means that if you're a provider who opened in the last 5 years or who became interested in partnering with the city to offer 3K, you haven't had that opportunity. And so this is really just the first time that there's been that chance for them to apply and express interest to work with us.
It's not that it's that there's more potential openings for the providers, space of providers, not that there was turnover or like.
So as the mayor said, we are planning to expand our 3K capacity so that we can meet family demand in all of the parts of the city where we haven't been able to fully do so. So bringing new providers in will allow us to do that.
Thank you. Yes, Josie, we've got time for a few more. Go ahead.
Hey Mayor, how
Hey,
are
Josie,
you?
how's it going?
Pretty good. Yourself?
I'm doing well. I love this podium. Is hilarious.
Cute. What's your timeline for rolling out 2K? I know parents might want to plan for the upcoming school year. At what point will they know whether these spots are an option to them? And then second question, do you worry at all in your endorsement of Hochul today that you are jeopardizing or like losing some leverage as you continue to push the governor for raising taxes in order to fund this program into the third, fourth, et cetera, year?
So I'll start with the first question. We are going to deliver 2,000 seats by the end of this year, and then next year that number will increase to around 12,000 seats. And we're going to keep New Yorkers up to date in the process of how we are determining where those seats will be. A key part of it actually is in this RFI, as we are looking to better understand parent opinions on these issues as well as where the need is across the city. I'll also just pass it, Emmy, if there's anything that you want to add. No, okay. But that will continue to be something that we announce. Obviously, there will be an application process. All of those things will come in advance of the seats actually being open later this year. So we anticipate there being updates well before the end of the year, because that's when the seats will be coming online. And then to your second question is about the governor.
And whether you've lost leverage in the push to raise taxes on wealthy New Yorkers and corporations in your endorsement.
So I think this is an endorsement that reflects a sincere belief in the partnership that we have been building and in the governor's leadership in delivering this kind of a reality to New Yorkers. You know, after housing, childcare is the number one cost for working families. It is not an abstract or an intellectual concern. It's one that at a good deal is considered $25,000 a year. And what that commitment, not just for this year, but also for next year, as part of a longer term commitment does, is it takes that burden off of working families and makes it that much easier to raise a family here in New York City. And look, I've always been honest about the fact that the governor and I do have differences of opinion, particularly when it comes to taxation of the wealthiest at a moment defined by profound income inequality. And I continue to believe that the wealthiest among us can pay a little bit more. And I also believe that we must be able to disagree honestly while still delivering for the people that we serve. And over the past 6 months, that's exactly what I have seen been done with the governor and myself.
Thank you. We've got time for one more. Mr. Mayor.
Hi, Kelly.
Hi. I wanted to follow up on that, on your endorsement. You know, is this you giving her a thank you for her early endorsement of you and your campaign, and also for her giving you an early win on childcare? Do you feel like this is evening you both out? And what's kind of the timeline on this taxes? Because she's clearly not wanting to do that right now.
This is an endorsement that I make as a reflection of how Governor Hochul is leading this state. And that leadership has included transforming the relationship between the city and state from one that has often been characterized by pettiness and making it one that is characterized more by productivity. And I'll tell you, when I speak to New Yorkers across the 5 boroughs, they know that the most pressing crisis in their lives is that of the cost of living. And to have a mayor and a governor be able to work together to directly address that crisis, it is something that has been a long time coming here in New York. And so I look forward to building that partnership with the governor. And also, as I was asked earlier about, what does Tin Cup Day look like? I will be laying out what the needs are of this city and the importance of ensuring our city is on firm financial footing. And I'm encouraged by the conversations we've been having thus far, and I know that there are many more to be had.
Just one more, Sally, let's keep it quick. Thank you.
Hi, Sally.
I just wanted to follow up on Laura's question about Bright Horizons. I was wondering if the reporting is prompting any additional scrutiny beyond the center in Columbus Circle, since the Department of Education contracts, I think, with about 20 other Bright Horizons centers. Can you speak to those other centers and any other
Yeah, I think to give you an overview of how we are approaching the question of also vetting childcare providers as a whole. So every provider undergoes a rigorous vetting process. This includes a review and inspection. This is held and done by the health department. That includes background checks for all employees, a review of teacher qualifications, and an assessment that the space meets all the requirements for a safe facility. And to be clear about those kinds of requirements, we are speaking about health code compliance. We are speaking about required approvals for building use and for fire safety. Once a center is up and running and it has been approved, we then follow up with routine, unannounced inspections, follow up, and respond immediately to any alleged abuse or other serious complaints. And in the case of the Bright Horizons Center that the initial question was being asked about, the action that the city took was in response to a whistleblower. And that continues to be a key part of ensuring that we are delivering childcare that is high quality and also one that is keeping all of our children safe. That's something that we are going to be redoubling our focus on as we not only fix the existing childcare system, but expand it to deliver childcare for 2-year-olds for the first time in our city's history.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you all so much.